Good morning, Britain. Breaking news. The Met Office issues a second red warning for wind, meaning danger to life, to cover London, the southeast and parts of the east of England.
Hundreds of schools are closed, the transport network severely disrupted, and the army is on standby to help as what could be one of the most devastating storms in 3 decades makes landfall.
It is.
And the storm has only just arrived. It is set to get more impactful as we head through the day, as those winds ramp up to 90 miles an hour, causing widespread disruption and devastation. Stay tuned to the forecast.
It is, of course, a rapidly changing story this morning, and our correspondents will be bringing you all the latest developments. We have them in key locations, safe ones across the country.
And our ITV regional news teams are standing by with everything you need to know about the impact of Storm Eunice, where you live, with extended bulletins throughout the morning.
Friday, 18th of February 2022. Live from Television Centre in London. This is Good Morning Britain with Ben Shepherd and Kate Garraway.
So, in the last hour, the danger level of Storm Eunice has been upgraded to red, which is the most severe possible. It means that in the southwest, the south of Wales, there is currently a significant risk to life. In London, that's likely to be brought in force in about an hour or so's time. Winds are already reaching 95 miles per hour.
People are being told to stay inside. The army has been placed on standby overnight. The Met Office has also upgraded, as Kate's saying, the warning for London and the southeast as well. The region and the capital will go red in its 2 hours' time, around 10 o'clock.
So we have our team of correspondents across all the regions that are worst affected by Storm Eunice, and also where the path of the storm is expected to travel next, which is crucial to know, isn't it?
There are communities facing flood alerts, with workers trying to protect communities at key transport hubs affected by the extreme conditions.
But let's go, first of all, to Laura. So there were warnings that this could be a once-in-a-decade event, even once in a century, some reports. Just how bad is it, and what are you expecting it to develop to?
If people remember the Burnsday storm in 1990,
yes.
about 30 years ago, it's been comparable to that and just shy of some of the winds we saw from the Great Storm of 1987. The difference now is we have one of the most powerful supercomputers in the world at the Met Office forecasting these warnings. This storm was named on Monday, so we now know we have much more confidence in our forecast, and these forecasts in our show today will save lives, people seeing what's happening, and at the moment it is going exactly to plan. So we have Storm Eunice that developed rapidly, driving across the Atlantic. We have this huge arc of clouds spiralling around. Yesterday talked about this explosive cyclogenesis, the storm tracking towards the UK. It did that in the last 12 hours. The winds are strengthening. They've just started, and it's only going to get worse. And this is just a track of where the winds are going to be as we head through the next few hours. The squeeze in the isobars through southwestern areas of England. This is 8, 9 o'clock this morning. We're looking 40, 50, 60 mile an hour gusts of wind. As we head through the next few hours, these 40 mile an hour gusts of wind increasing to 50, 60 mile an hour gusts of wind. And then that whole track heads towards northeastern areas of Scotland later on this afternoon. So we have these two very rare red wind warnings in force through the Bristol Channel coast for London in the southeast. 80 mile an hour gusts of wind in these populated areas inland are going to bring down trees, power lines and scaffolding, causing danger to life. But once they expire, until 9 o'clock this evening, we continue to see these warnings in force. So it's going to get much worse before it gets better.
Laura, thank you. Let's cross live to Rob Murphy, who's in Clevedon for a seaside town in northern Somerset. It's a red zone. High tide expected any moment now. Rob, there's a few people hanging down there by the sea, obviously keen to catch pictures and experience what's going on. What's the conditions from your perspective like?
Well, the conditions from my perspective is this a lull? The winds are very light at the moment. Looking at a meteorological app a couple of moments ago, it's just 7 knots, but you wonder if we've been lulled into a false sense of security because we heard